Alrighty, boys and girls, it's that time again, time for a test review. So, we're going to start out with these questions and press play when you think you have them answered. Alrighty, so the probability of getting heads when you toss a coin, one side is heads out of two sides, so 1/2. Same thing for tails, one side is tails out of two sides. When you roll a number cube, remember a number cube has 6 sides, so the probability of getting 2, that's 1 out of the 6 sides. Odd numbers would be 1, 3, and 5, that's 3 of them out of 6. Do not forget to reduce. Reduces to 1/2. The probability of getting 3 or 4, there's one number 3 and one number 4, that means 2 things will make me happy out of 6, and that reduces to 1/3. And the probability of not getting the number 5, well, the numbers that are not 5 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. That's 5 numbers out of the 6 sides. Okay, read the scenario and find the probability for these. Press play when you're ready. Alrighty, for this one, there is 1 B out of all 8 of the letters, so we have 1/8. For this one, we have 2 A's out of the 8 letters, that's 2/8, and don't forget to reduce that to 1/4. This one right here, we have 2 A's and 1 B, that means 3 things will satisfy this out of the 8. And right here, there are 6 letters there that are not A, so 6 out of 8 reduces to 3/4. Okay, read the scenario and answer the questions. Press play when you're ready. Okay, remember, with complementary events, either one or the other must happen. So, if we're talking about a chance of rain, the complement is no rain. And if the chance of rain was 40%, the chance of no rain is 60%, because the two have to add up to 100%. Okay, read the scenario and answer the questions about theoretical and experimental probability. Okay, theoretical probability is what we think will happen. So, there's 1 3 on a number cube out of 6 total numbers, so the theoretical probability is 1/6. The experimental probability, however, it says that it lands on 3 5 times out of 20 rolls. So we have 5 out of 20, which reduces to 1/4. Do not forget to reduce. Theoretical probability of landing on 4 is 1 out of 6, because there's 1 4 out of 6 sides on a number cube. And experimental probability, well, it landed on 4 3 times when we rolled it 20 times. So that would be 3 out of 20. That can't reduce, so we're set. Okay, read the scenario, give it a try, and press play when you're ready. Well, if you add up the DVDs they sold last year, 670 and 580, 450, and 300, add up to 2,000. That means last year, 580 out of the 2,000 DVDs sold were comedy. And we want to use that to predict how many out of 5,000 are going to be comedy this year. We use cross products and solve. So we do our cross products and we find out that 2,000 times x equals 580 times 5,000. We simplify this, 2,900,000, divide both sides by 2,000, and we find out that x equals 1,450. That means if they sold 580 comedy DVDs out of 2,000 total DVDs, that this year they should expect that 1,450 comedy DVDs out of the 5,000 total sales should take place. Okay, read the scenario, then give it a shot. Press play when you're ready. Okay, so 30 people ate pizza out of 80 last week, and we want to know how many out of 200 are going to eat them this week. We set it up like this and use cross products. Okay, and the math is as follows. 80 times x equals 30 times 200. 30 times 200, 6,000. Divide both sides by 80, and we end up with 75. So that means we would expect that about 75 of the 200 people going to the beach this week would eat pizza. Okay, so take a look at the scenario. The coin's tossed, and then the spinner's spun. Draw the tree diagram and sample space for all the outcomes. Alrighty, so first, they flip a coin, you can get heads or tails. Then the spinner spun, and you can land on 1, 2, or 3. And sample space is right here. Heads 1, heads 2, heads 3, tails 1, tails 2, tails 3. Okay, so customers can choose a small or a large. Next, they can choose mild, hot, or gross flavor. Draw a tree diagram in sample space and find the probability of a small, hot, of a large, or of a gross. Go ahead, press play when you're ready. Okay, so here we have our tree diagram, small or large, and then mild, hot, or gross. We can see our sample space here. These are all the possible combinations. The first question, a small hot. There's only one small hot out of 6 combos, so we have 1/6. For large, well, large mild, large hot, large gross. That's 3 of them out of 6. And remember to reduce your fraction, so we have 1/2. Then for gross, there's a small gross and a large gross. That's 2 of them out of 6, and we can reduce that to 1/3. If you could do all these, you should be in pretty good shape for the test. Good luck!